Hey, what's up everybody? I just thought I'd take some time out the day to talk to everybody about a subject that has surely been one brought up a lot over the past year or so, and that is mental health. And I thought I'd get right into it with my own mental health journey myself, but first let me get a little water. So pretty much when I started thinking of mental health personally, I was about 11, 12 years old. I actually remember, being a young kid and going to a Harlem Globetrotters game, and I was just upset because I was in the nosebleeds pretty much, and I was like, it's nothing competitive. I wanted to see these skills up close and things. Pretty much wasn't having a good time, wanted to go home. And I don't know, it was about that time around 11 where I just noticed that, like, things were sad for, like, no reason at times and things like that. And something that I hadn't thought of until recently, but I do think it's kind of weird, is at the same time of about age of 11 to 12 where I started to notice having a little bit of depression and thinking about things, was also about a year into or a year after when I started playing tackle football. And there's a big deal about CTE today, and I've played about 9 years of tackle football, and I never have been tested for CTE, but I think it'd be hard to say that I don't have it in any way, shape, or form. So moving on from that, obviously middle and high school can be tough for people if they don't, make the right friends or whatever. That's always what I've been able to do, and my favorite thing to do is just spend time with people. I grew up pretty much as a only child, so there wasn't always a lot of people around. Both my parents work 40, 50 hours a week. It's pretty much just me and whatever friends, parents are cool with me being there or just chilling at the crib. So, at some points I was lonely. I think that's where some of the stuff does stem from, and I'm still dealing with that in whatever way, shape, or form. But yeah, as you get older, as myself, I got older. I had made the video. I wanted to be a ESPN analyst because at about that age of 12, 13, you start seeing certain kids being able to do things with a basketball or football that I'm probably never going to be able to do, or it'd be very, very hard to get to that level. So you start thinking about other things that you can possibly do in your future. And that's where I started this, this analyst, this being a person to try to help people. That's where that stemmed from, is noticing that I'm probably not gonna make it to the NFL, because that was about my dream. And in about fifth grade, I remember writing down your goals or whatever. That was my goals, is that I was writing out what I needed to do in football that year to be successful, to take that next step towards whatever. And so let's keep going. So I go into high school, I'm playing football and basketball, dual sport athlete. It was fun, but I do think playing both of them kind of took away from my ability to get great at one, as basketball is kind of hard because you'll lose weight. By playing a bunch of basketball, you're going to lose some of that strength that you need for football, vice versa. And so it can be tough, especially at a bigger school. If you got about 1,000 kids in your class, to be a dual sport athlete nowadays is really a good accomplishment, to say the least. So that's as a dream of mine, to play football at Iowa. I love the football program here. I realized about my senior year of high school, because I'll tell you guys, there's 2 times I cried in a practice. And of course, I was in high school both times, to be honest with you. They expect you not to be emotional at that age or whatever, but when you want something, and you realize, things can happen, things can get emotional. But so first time I cried, it wasn't actually at that football practice. It was at a basketball practice for 16U with Pure Prep, and they're formerly F3 Fire. I remember, so I started playing pickup. I'd like to think of the Trae Young situation when he was about 14. He was that young kid on the court, always trying to get on. And that was pretty much me as well. And I played at Aspen Athletic Clubs in West Des Moines, or now Genesis, I believe. Still a great place to play. They have really good pickup leagues, and They also have an Infinite Hoops League. I would check that out if you're in the Des Moines area and really need a competitive basketball league. It's probably the best option. And just being able to grow up in that gym with that really competitive, I wouldn't say there's most skilled players, but you know, it was a bunch of men that were going to be pissed if they didn't lose the game. And if you're the 5'9" white kid on the team that can't get a rebound, they're going to let you know. You know what I'm saying? So that was the case. But anyway, so getting back to that 16U practice of me crying, obviously. So I had gone to 2 hours. I had already played 2 hours of pickup basketball from about 5 to 7. And then practice was at about 7:30. Going to practice, we got warm-ups, I'm running. We get into it, I'm going hard the whole practice, at least what I feel like, as hard as I can. You know, whatever that means. But then something happens, some of the players, the coach, I think it was Coach BG, was like, and you know, you never forget crying in like a public moment because it's so embarrassing. But so yeah, Coach BG is like, hey, you guys aren't doing this right, so you can get on that line. And we ran about 10 sprints, and I think I came last in about every sprint. And I was about 5'10". I'm like, what the hell's going on? I'm not supposed to be last in the team sprints by 5'10". And yeah, so I cried. I was like, what am I doing wrong? Why am I still this fucking slow when and sorry, I'll edit that out, but why am I this slow when I'm trying so hard? You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm giving it all I got, and then coach is putting me on the line, making me run more. It's like, damn, and I can't even run to my ability that I'd like to. So yeah, so that was the one time. And then the second time I cried in a pretty only public place was, I remember, so back to the football dreams of wanting to play at Iowa. So being a kind of just a dual sport athlete and not, you know, I'm not the fastest, I'm not the biggest. I played linebacker, played defense, didn't have the best hands, but you know, I was physical enough. I put my nose in there, as they say, put your head in there, and you know, you hit somebody and you make something happen. And I like the position of linebacker a lot because you're thinking about the plays as run and pass defense, where pretty much the other positions on the field are more one or the other. Of course, they are, you know, they do both pass rush and run rush, different techniques, but you're not actually having to face with the two different tasks of having to guard a slot receiver or having to be blocked by a 6'5", 300-pound pulling guard. You know, there's a lot of differences in that and a lot of versatility. That's why I really liked it. And yeah, so I remember, so we were scout teaming for Hoover my freshman year, and I wasn't starting, or not my senior year. I don't know what I said there, honestly. But yeah, senior year scout teaming, and the kid, he's D1, he went to Arkansas, and it sucks because he was such a great athlete. The kid ended up pretty much deadlifting too much, and he had made it to Arkansas. His back just was I thought he was going to the NFL for sure. But anyway, so this 6'5", 300-pound dude pulls on a play and pancakes me. It's the first time I've been pancaked in like 2-3 years in football. And I just start crying a little bit, and I know because the next play it's the same thing. We're running this to see what they're doing. This coming week, I know the play's coming right back, the dude's coming right back at me to hit me in my mouth. And yeah, no, so that was just tough because, you know, I wanted to be able to play at that next level. And I think in really both those situations, I realized, like, I don't think I have what it takes. And, you know, even letting that in your head just for a little bit, like, that can really mess up, like, your opportunity to really do that. Because if you don't believe, you're not going to achieve, and that's real. I gotta hear stuff from my apartment, you know, but yeah. So to go back into that, so that's really where I struggled with things when I realized, you know, you have these dreams of being anything that you can be. It isn't always the case, and sometimes I do think I could have worked harder at things at times and whatever it may be, but it is over. And that's why I've been doing pretty well actually in this past year, because I finally figured out something else that I can do that'll make me happy, and that's making these videos and entertaining people in any way, shape, or form. And yeah, so I got to college, didn't really know what I wanted to do, and that really was not great for my mental health, and was really tough. And there's, like, I tweeted out just about a week ago in the last Chance U basketball, some of you may or may not have watched it already. They have a window episode, and pretty much from like 17 to 20, you're gonna have an opportunity to get better or get worse, and it's that small amount of time. You don't have a lot of time to figure it out. So for me, it was a struggle. I didn't figure out I wanted to do this video thing till I was about 21, 22, and yeah, I was about 21. Yeah, and so it took a while. That's about 3 years, and it could have been worse, could have been better, but I'm glad I'm here today, and that's all you gotta do is keep pushing, and something will shake for you. And to get into that again, that 17 to 20 range, that's what I was trying to think about, what I was gonna say next. But that's what in that range, if I would have realized that I wanted to make these highlights and things, it would have given me a lot more opportunities to actually sign up and go do highlights for Iowa practice, whatever, for football, basketball, volleyball, whatever. And I have a good friend doing that now, and he does have to wake up at 5 a.m. some days, and I think, damn, that would really suck. But to wake up at 5 a.m. to film somebody's practice. But you have to put in that sacrifice a lot of days, and just being able to find something you like at that age from 17 to 20 and really deep dive into it and find an opportunity that can create more opportunities for yourself, I would do it. You just got to figure out what it is, and sooner rather than later is usually better. But I think I've rambled a little bit here, so probably gonna wrap up the video. But yeah, mental health, every day is a battle, honestly. I guess I actually won't wrap it up. I'll let the people here in on some secrets, I guess. I might as well if you stayed this long. So it was about when I figured out that I wanted to film. I think I was about 20. A year before that, I was really struggling because I had gone from the business school here at Iowa to the journalism school, and then I wanted to go to the cinematography school. And anybody who's been to college knows all those classes aren't going to every other major. You're gonna be making up some classes whenever you're switching that stuff. So yeah, it wasn't easy, and I had actually gone to counseling and tried to get some help for some of my depression, and met with a therapist, and honestly, it wasn't a fun time at all. Like, I that's one of the other times I cried. I'd consider that in private though. But even just to like be in that therapy room, like it felt like the therapist was there to do a job more than she was there to help me feel better. And I'm not sure what that may mean exactly, but that's just how I felt, was that I'm pouring myself out to somebody who knows nothing really about me and has no reason to really learn more about me unless I come back here just to spill every 20 minutes of each week or whatever it may be. But yeah, so I try every day to find the biggest thing that helps with my mental health is just getting out and getting active, getting in the gym. And it's been hard over COVID to get into the gym when I want to and how I want to, being able to play pickup 5-on-5 with whoever, whenever. That's such a great thing that I'm glad I'm alive during this time period where so many people love to play pickup basketball. And yeah, so just keep pushing, keep battling every day, make a goal, and this was, I remember my senior year of high school, our basketball motto, obviously 1% better every day. And you try to, as long as you can do that, be 1% better 365% in a year. 1 year makes a big difference. You know, they tweet that out all the time. Everybody always says that, but it's true. And that's all I gotta say for today, guys, is 1 year can make a big difference. Make this year your year, and let's get it. It's been Avery or QuadVisual. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back soon.